Hello everyone, it's Lance Tebow with Remax Properties in Colorado Springs, and I know taxes are high on everybody's minds right now because we just got this real property notice of valuation that said how much our taxes or our property taxes are going to go up. I just took a class that discussed how they came up with those values and also how to start your appeal process. So I want to walk through that as fast as I can for you. So first thing I'm going to do is just give an example of what would happen with my own house. So these actual values that's in here, the 546, 141 is the actual value that's on this piece of paper from the county assessors for my property. The assessment rate, 6.7650 is the same throughout all of El Paso County. So you get your assessed value by multiplying the actual value times the assessment rate, and you get your assessed value. Okay. Once you have that, you got to multiply it times your mill levy. Now that's going to change for everybody. For me in Woodman Hills, my mill levy is 0.072681. You might be in a different neighborhood, so your mill levy rate might be different. Either way, you take the assessed value times your mill levy to get your estimated taxes. And the 2685.30 is exactly the estimate that they came up with on this sheet. Now, if I wanted to appeal that and I wanted to say my house isn't worth $546,000, it's only worth $520, so I don't want to pay the taxes on that higher value. Let's put that in. $520, the assessment rate doesn't change. Again, that's the same for all of El Paso County, times the new value, and we get $35,178 for an assessed value. Take the assessed value times the mill levy. Again, that hasn't changed because I'm still in Woodman Hills, and we have new estimated taxes. That saves me $128 a month. I'm sorry, $128 a year. So then, couple things. This assessment does not account for the exemptions that are possible. So if you're a disabled veteran or a senior in a homestead, you can have about, essentially the way the math works out is that this actual value in this column here, you can deduct the first 100,000. So instead of 546, it would be 446. The way it is that it's 50% of the first $200,000 is exempt for homes in El Paso County. Because everything's worth more than $200,000 in El Paso County, that pretty much means the first 100,000 of your house is going to be removed from the actual value before they do the rest of the math. The other thing to account for is that sometimes the assessor's property characteristics of your house are not correct, and it's favoring you in terms of the taxes that you're being charged. Let's say, for example, you had an unfinished basement that you had finished, and the county assessor doesn't know about it. It's adding value to your home, but it's not correct in their system. So as a general rule, if you make an appeal, they are going to learn about it. But just because they learn about it through the appeal process, they are not going to raise your taxes. That information will now be new information for them. So the next time they do their tax changes, they're going to have the correct information, and that's when your taxes are going to change. Now let's say that the $128 savings is appealing and you actually want to do it. Here's the process to appeal. It's 9 steps. We're going to walk through them all. It's not going to take that long, and we're going to start by going to the county specialist page. Go here, we put in our address. It's not going to want your full address, so just put in the number and the street name and hit enter. This is going to bring up my house from when it was first built, so there'll be no landscaping. Scroll down, hit the appeal button. Scroll down, hit file and appeal. Start your appeal. There's a couple ways to do it. You as the owner can do it yourself, or you can talk to an agent to do it for you. We're going to walk through as if it's the owner doing it himself or herself. Put in your phone number. It says it's too long because it's got the 1 in front. Put in your email. Hit next. 546 is what it's saying, but we want it to say 520. So 520,000. Why? Well, because similar properties have sold for that amount. Or if you want to try to explain it in another way, you could put it down here. If you're going to put it down here, use hard facts. If you're going to explain it in another way, Don't use terms like, well, I just feel like you're overcharging us, or I just feel like my house is not worth that much. Use hard data, make a strong argument. Hit next. Upload your documents. So this is where working with a real estate agent might be useful, because they can provide a comparative market analysis or a competitive market analysis for you. You could upload the document here. You could also upload an appraisal if your house was recently appraised. One thing to take into account, though, is that this information that's from this valuation is from June 30th of 2020. That was their deadline for creating these values. So any value that you create should be as close to June 30th of 2022 as possible. Did I say 2020 earlier? I meant June of 2022, okay? So they do these every 2 years. The next one will be in June of 2024. And you want your data to be as close to that mark as possible. So you would upload your data, you hit next, and it comes to your summary. You're basically just going to verify the information that's in here, scroll down to the bottom, everything looks correct, and you would submit your appeal. And that's all there is to it. That's why I'm saying you probably don't need somebody to do this for you, but it might help to work with an agent to get a good comparative market analysis. Now, once that is done, the process is going to take some time, and it might come back denied. If it is denied by the county assessor, you still have options. You can go to the County Board of Appeals. You can submit to the County Board of Equalization before July 15th. They will hire hearing officers. The county assessor has until 15 August to provide their determination. Okay. After that, if it's still not resolved to your adequacy, you can go to the County Board of Assessment Appeals, or the district court, which is going to cost you money, or arbitration, which is going to cost you money. And each of those processes is going to be much more formal than what I just outlined here. One thing to note is that June 8th is the deadline to file your appeal with the county assessors. So to walk through that, those quick couple steps that we just did, those 9 steps to submit the appeal, you have to start it by June 8th. Now, I did say that you could have a real estate professional do this for you also. And if you want to do that, the first thing you need is the letter of agent authorization. This would get uploaded in the documents along with the comparative market analysis for you. It's my understanding that if an agent does this for you, they're going to charge maybe 30% of what you saved in your taxes, right? So in my case, I saved about $120. A real estate agent might charge you $40 for it. But again, I think this is something that you can do on your own, and you won't need this letter. But if you do go this route, it's a simple 1-form letter. You just put in your agent's name, their business address, their phone number. Your information goes here. It's for the current tax year. Your agent will pick it up from you. They'll file it for you, and they'll take care of it for you. So again, I think this is a simple process. It's something you can appeal on your own, and you have until June 8th to file. Please let me know if you have any questions. Give me a call at 719-331-1067. Tell your friends and your family to talk to Thibaut if they have any questions also. Thank you.